Now next thing to do there is take off my tiles. Now I've taken off the shower head. I've left the shower itself there simply because I don't want to disconnect the mains, or I don't want to disconnect the water, and such times I have to do a shower. Tiles just go barely behind that. Now an important thing is always isolate the power prior to messing around about it there, just in case it's snagged. Personal safety. So number one, always isolate the power. That's rule number one. Rule number two, see rule number one, always isolate the power. So power is isolated here, and it's isolated from the trill switch outside on the board. So I'm ready just to bang those off there now. And that's all material for the dump. So we shouldn't have too much difficulty with these guys out. There you can see the damp on the wall where the water was actually getting behind the grout, so the moisture from the shower was getting behind it there. So that'll make sure the next time I'm doing that it's well sealed up. But not a big issue to dry out anyway, but I'm just going to seal it and pull these off the wall. I've also put down a board here just so as I can stand on just for safety. Now I'm just about to get out the shower tray here, so I've everything else worked out there. I've got my unit out from the side there with a couple of strings and the lat holding up my vanity basin there, called a wing and a prayer. Got my power isolated here from the shower, got my tiles down. I have some snots to take off there. That has to come off prior to getting the new tile on. You can see there was some water ingress there. That means that the water was getting behind the old tiles there. In other words, the grout was failing. So there's water getting in there and going down, so we've got a bit of dry rot, or a bit of wet rot there on the joist. So I'll possibly repair or replace that joist. We'll see how we go. Now I want to get out the shower tray. So this is the waste pipe, both for the shower tray and what used to be the vat. So I'm going to take out the just cut that there so I can remove the shower tray without having to go messing with the waste pipe. It's easy to add onto a waste pipe. It's easy to add on and subtract and change direction, so that's not an issue, I think. There's a pipe for achy old bones like mine, so I'm going to cut this pipe here now. This is just the waste outlet out of the shower tray, and that'll allow me then to take up the shower tray independently of the pipe, so I'm not going to damage it. So I'm just going to use this guy here, just I'm trying to think of it there, the small hacksaw, baby hacksaw. Junior hacksaw they're called. I've forgotten after all the years ago. I used to call these the junior hacksaw. They were always used, we used to always use them in cabinet making. What we used to use that for was actually cutting bolts to make for when we'd be putting knobs on doors. The bolts might be too long, we'd have to cut them by hand. Imagine. And then we'd have to little file them or put them on the sander or little angle grinder, or not angle grinder, bench grinder, and round over the end so they take the thread nice and clean. So the junior hacksaw, your only man. Right, okay, so that's it. And we're still going to use the waste pipe that I put in all these years ago. We'll have the wet tray coming in here at the base to take the tiles, which will be a sloped. It's a pre-formed jobby. I'm buying it rather than make it. I could form it with plywood, but I couldn't be arsed. So I'm buying it so I can tile straight onto it. So that's the way in here, and we just do a couple of alterations, of course, before we put it in situ. So this, we'll be just connecting that waste pipe onto the new tray when we get it, and we'll show that on camera as well. So I'm just going to take out that tray now, and then I'm going to remove the insulation, and that's kind of the donkey work done. I do have to remove these snots that are on the wall here that will take off this old finish here before I go to tiles, so that'll have to be nice and clean before I do that. Now I've just cut the waste off the shower there and undid the screw cap from locking it in there. So this is underneath, took this off, just left the waste pipe below. Now taking off the actual shower tray here. So you can see here the floor was getting wet underneath the shower, so there's water getting in there for quite some time. That's where a little smell comes from when you get them damp smells. That's where water ingress gets in there. That's my tray out, that's heading for the dump. Last section of floor here to take out, other than the loo beside me there. Then take out the insulation, and that's kind of the dog's body work done. Have to take these snaps off.